over provisioning. That's the CapEx. Lowering your CapEx, sticking more on it. It's like a factory. You want to keep those servers and storage busy. It's a fixed asset, making it sure that your boss knows that, hey, this is our factory. This is the baseline. We want to keep the workers coming in, working hard, and getting out every night and producing more. That's how your company makes money off of your IT infrastructure, is keeping those different CapEx elements busy. But also you want to look at and improve your OpEx. And how do you do that? By really getting better end user, admin ratios. So really looking at and yielding, okay, this is how many more application end users are on this virtualized infrastructure, and not raising the number of admins. As we've been looking over this past year, which has been a pretty tough year, and looking into next year, as people really aren't adding a lot of headcount. How do you do more with less? Because as you start to virtualize, you're not just doing P2Bs, you're actually adding, and that's that VM sprawl. So you may have to add 30 servers in 1 week, where you may have been only adding 5. So the rate of change and the rate of admin to server ratio is increasing pretty substantially. And really what that yields is a more difficult time in troubleshooting. So how do you resolve that? How do you understand that at the speed of virtualization, understanding that problems propagate and can look like they're one place when they're actually somewhere else? So reducing that, reducing troubleshooting, and really avoiding the blame game or blame storming, as Gartner would put it, and getting out of those rooms where you're in there for 8 hours and understanding, but getting a single sheet of music that everybody can sing off of. And then really taking it to the next level. How do you budget? Right now, most of the companies that we talk to, initially, they're flying blind. They're putting their finger up in the air saying, this is how much money we need to buy. We need to buy X amount of servers for next year. Really, how does that really lead into keeping and maintaining service levels, if not improving them? What we've seen is we have multiple customers who have been able to improve their service levels through the use of virtualization. But by setting expectations properly and understanding what is the usage patterns of those applications once they're virtualized, monitoring it, managing it, looking over time, and understanding that maybe it's only busy at the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year. How do you compare those 12-month or 18-month trends and understand, okay, this is really what I need to buy for next year to actually improve my service levels, if I want to give myself more headroom and things of that nature. So in summary, around where is this all going, we look at virtual infrastructure optimization as being here today. It's a must-have technology. If you're really looking to take advantage and take your virtualization maybe from that, I've just done the low-hanging fruit, or hey, I've done some of my production apps, and take it to that mission-critical standpoint of virtualization first stance as an IT organization, really you need to get in front of virtual infrastructure optimization. And really, now is the time, because Tier 1 applications demand those higher service levels. Not only do the applications from an application standpoint, but the application users and owners really demand higher service levels, repeatable service levels, and really most applications will be virtualized, probably sooner than you expect. We've been seeing that massively done in things like healthcare as part of the healthcare initiatives that have been rolled out and things of that nature across. On the provider side, a massive turn. As we see that, we're seeing it happen across the big ERP systems and many others. It's coming to you sooner than you think. And really, reasons why you can't use what you're already using, they really don't get to that cross-domain. They don't understand what's going on at the guest, at the server, at the back-end storage, correlate that, and bring it up into an easy-to-read format. So understanding how do you optimize one side. If you tweak one side, say I add more gigs of memory and more gigs of CPU or gigahertz of CPU to a server, all I'm doing is pushing a bottleneck. Bottlenecks will exist no matter what you do. It's understanding where are those bottlenecks and managing the bottlenecks to get your service levels. You could actually add more, relieve a bottleneck, provide a better service level, and then down the road when that service level degrades because more utilization happens, it's that's part of life, that manual data integration and understanding why it went that way. Hey, I just added more CPU, why did things get slower? starts to happen, and you need to look at and be able to justify that, and avoid saying, well, I need to throw more CPU at it. Well, if that kind of happened where I added more CPUs and things slowed down, why? And being able to answer those questions and saying, well, really, I don't need any more CPU. What I need to add is some more storage. I need more throughput in the I/O. And understanding that, you can measure that in months, that really virtual infrastructure optimization can have a payback of under 6 months in most cases, and makes it a real must-have technology. Really looking at these cross-domain analytics and starting to talk to what have our customers seen. What I'll go through here is really understanding, okay, take a step back. Here's the data center today. How do I go and justify my boss? What's that key performance indicator across my data center that I'm going to hang my hat on, that I'm going to hang my raise on, my bonus structure on going forward, so that I know from an infrastructure perspective I am providing the service levels needed. Looking at it, what we see from our customers is there's a lot of questions. I have exponential server and storage growth. Server to admin ratios, we're 30 to 1, now there's 300 to 1. Budgeting was tough, total guesswork today. How do I justify that budget even? How do I go to the next level? How do I keep people from paring things out of my budget that are really critical? How do I know if it's critical or not? How do I know if I just shot myself in the foot by giving up one server, one ESX server? How do I know how many I need to really maximize? And how do I provide that platinum, gold, and silver service to my application owners? How do I avoid the fingerprinting, the finger pointing, really looking at, every week going into a room and a whole bunch of us get there and say, hey, no, it's your fault, it's the network. Hey, no, it's your CPUs are overutilized on your ESX servers. Or, hey, no, it's your memory is overcommitted at the guest level. Or, hey, it's the storage is slow. And really understanding that when people come down to you and you can't answer, well, why is it slow today when it wasn't slow tomorrow for those applications? They start to think about going from virtual back to physical and start to work their ROI on how many, they own the application, they know how their business users are utilizing it, they know how it's impacting the business bottom line. So getting out in front of that and being able to justify, hey, it's not slower because of an infrastructure, what application changes have you made? Really looking at the visibility across the virtual to physical and the storage, bringing it all together with history so you can explain what's going on. You really need that, and it's critical to understand, and most of our customers get their ROI just out of that solely having that infrastructure and understanding, okay, this is how the infrastructure is pieced together.